So, hello, my name is Claudine Green, and today I am so excited that I have my new friend here with me, Toya Moore. And in a minute, I will just ask Toya to give an introduction about herself, because I know that I will not do her justice. Toya have has had so much experience in the field of wellness and mindset and self care that I just want her to tell you all about it. And also, I just asked her to just dive right in. Today, we're going to be talking about mindset and self care. So, Toya,
Yes. Hey.
hi.
Um, so I'm going to introduce myself first before we dive into the conversation. My name is Toya Moore. I am a United States Air Force veteran. I spent 23 years on active duty in the Air Force. I worked in the mental health field. I was a mental health technician and an enlisted drug and alcohol counselor. I've been a wellness coach. I teach yoga, mindfulness. I like to eat good food. And my latest venture is helping nonprofit organizations, nonprofit leaders to figure out and develop certain wellness and holistic practices to encourage kind of unity and sanity and goodness and wholeness, and most importantly, the ability to continue to thrive and do well, sometimes under hard circumstances. So I'm using my powers for good in the wellness world. So I appreciate you inviting me to talk to any wellness leaders that you have, or just anybody who's interested in self care and mindfulness.
And thank you so much. Thank you so much for accepting my invitation.
You're welcome. Anytime, child, anytime.
Yeah, so yeah, today as we talk about mindset, I want you to just give me an overview as to what mindset is. And, after going through a year like 2020, and now we're into 2021,
Yeah.
to talk about what type of mindset our leaders should have throughout this year as we go through 2021.
So I think so when I think about mindset, I think about the way people think and behave and act in kind of a set way. So the definition says it's an established set of thoughts and ideas, beliefs, and attitudes. And regular people speak, somebody who just set in their ways. That's really what mindset is, and it might be a good thing set in your ways, or it might be a bad thing set in your ways. 9 times out of 10 you'll hear people talk about two different types of mindset. There's a fixed mindset, and then there's a flexible mindset. So when you're working with leaders, the ones, without me even going into details, the folks who have a fixed mindset and who have a flexible mindset, right?
Sure.
So let's talk about the fixed mindset, because we're going to get that out of the way first and then get into the good stuff. So the fixed mindset are people who are kind of, like I said, stuck in their ways, really rigid, really hard to kind of get going and get moving. Some of the things that those people might say are, I'm not creative. I'm just giving up because it's too hard. It won't do me no good to keep going. Why do I even bother? This isn't going to matter. I'm too old to do this, or, I never got an education in this, or whatever I do is just not good enough. So
Right.
those are some of the things that you might see or hear from someone who has a fixed mindset. Not saying it's good or bad, just saying that this is kind of what they might say. What they might do is they might avoid challenges or new things, right? Those people who just don't want to do anything new or different. They might complain a lot. They might ignore feedback. They might say that you're criticizing them and say you're being mean to them. They might even try. And they might feel discouraged whenever something gets difficult or challenging. So those are people in the fixed mindset. Now, what we want to focus on and cultivate and develop is the flexible mindset. What happened in 2020 is so much started coming at us, kind of back to back to back to back. And I like to tell people I really noticed it when Kobe Bryant passed away. That was like the big thing that collectively, especially in the Black community, that we all felt, right? Everybody was like, Kobe Bryant, what is going on? And then after Kobe Bryant, I feel like every month there was just something very significant that happened that had a significant impact on mothers, on Black people, on our communities. And while we were getting all of these kind of hits, a lot of people just kind of dug their heels in, and for safety and survival, kind of stay right here where they were.
I feel you.
Right, right. So, what we want to try to cultivate is, in the midst of what might seem to be chaos, and in the midst of um, just kind of mess, because a lot of us sometimes live in mess, we want to be able to cultivate and grow and develop a flexible mindset. And the way people who have a flexible mindset, those people are ones who are kind of always growing and learning and doing things, and constantly on the go. They are always open to learn. They are always open to trying new things, doing things differently. Um, every little bit, they believe that everybody's effort counts, and wants to encourage everyone to do something to contribute to whatever the mission or the activity is. They want to learn, they want to try. They might think that what they're doing, that they might think of themselves as, I can be better, or this situation can be better. What can we do to make this better? So those are the things that they might say. The things that they might do is, you'll see them physically trying new things. You'll see them being open and receptive to feedback and encouragement. You will see them asking for help, instead of just giving up, right? The people in the fixed mindset will just give up. The people in the flexible mindset will be like, you know what, Claudine, child, I ain't got it. I need your help. And I need it fast. They're open to criticism. They don't necessarily think you're attacking them or being mean to them. They're open to constructive feedback, and they feel empowered. They feel like, I have a say in my life, my situation. So those are the two different types of mindsets. When you see people, I think, who have a fixed mindset, it's important to help them shift from the fixed mindset into a more flexible mindset with a little bit of gentle encouragement.
Wow. And as you mentioned, that one word comes to mind, especially during as we went through 2020, and that is resiliency. And
Mm,
I'm thinking those who tend to be more resilient, I have to assume that those are persons who have a more flexible mindset.
yes, ma'am. Absolutely. And
Yes,
resiliency is a big word.
right. Yeah. I can definitely identify. And I think if I admit, I confess, there may have been some fixed mindset that I have had in the past, and some things that would have shifted my thinking and that would have caused me to be a little bit more flexible. So I can definitely identify with the information that you just shared.
Yeah.
Now that we know about the two types of mindset, say, or how do you think we can go about developing a more flexible mindset?
Well, I think one of the things is to give yourself some grace. I mean, anybody who lives in the world right now and who interacts with humans, um, I think needs to would benefit from giving themselves and other people just a little bit of grace, right? So, you said you had a fixed mindset in certain situations. Sometimes you have to. Sometimes you have to dig in and be like, no, this is not going to change. This is how it's going to be. And you have to settle into a certain behavior, whether it's for your safety, for your mental health, the mental health of your staff or your family. We just can't stay there all the time, right? So I think giving yourself some grace and allowing yourself some flexibility. I also think knowing certain words might cause you to dig yourself in and allow yourself to replace those words with better words, or more positive words. So if you don't think having a flexible mindset, if it doesn't do anything for you, then we can use any word, any adjective, any encouraging or uplifting adjective to describe a mindset that we want to be in. So some of the words I wrote down were useful, right? We can have a useful mindset. Okay. So for the leaders, whether you're a leader in your home, whether you're a leader in your community, in a nonprofit or a for-profit or a for-purpose venture, you can have flexibility. You can be useful. You can ask yourself, is this useful? So, I think you asked me the question, how do you cultivate a flexible mindset? Just ask yourself that question. Is this useful? Is what I'm saying useful to this situation or to my own mental and emotional, physical well-being? um a determined mindset, we can have a helpful mindset, we can have an optimistic mindset, we can have a hopeful mindset, we can have a happy mindset, a caring mindset. You know, I'm talking about all these positive, uplifting adjectives to describe how we want to exist and show up in the world. And if you're not good at it, that's okay. You know, if there's anything I can pass along to the folks listening, is there's no wrong way to be you. So if you wake up and you are a person that's in a fixed mindset when you wake up, okay, be in the fixed mindset. There's no wrong way for you to be you. I just want you to consider that there may be a different way of doing things, and opening yourself up to that consideration, you can then plop in those encouraging words and say, hey, is my behavior, my thoughts, my attitude, is it useful, is it helpful, is it positive, is it encouraging, is it factual, is it realistic, you know, is it beneficial, is it going to be so, or is it something that's going to hold people back, including myself?
Right. So, as you were just actually speaking, I was thinking about, sometimes we decide to repeat affirmations.
Mm. Hmm.
That is exactly what ran through my mind as you started to speak those positive words.
Yeah.
So I definitely can identify with what you said. And I think I would have pretty much done the same thing when I tried to move away from that fixed mindset into a more flexible mindset to suit the
Mhm.
purpose. So, in talking about mindset, I know it's important also to think about self care when you're thinking about your mindset. And for me, one of the things that I do often would be to focus on health and to focus
Mhm.
on exercising and other things to just kind of what people say clear my mindset,
Yeah.
clear my mind,
Yeah.
and reset my mind. So as we begin to talk a little about healthcare, I wanted to know if you can actually share anything or leave anything with me today about how we can actually use self-care to help us with our mindset.
Absolutely. The one thing I want to start with is self care doesn't have to be a rich person or a well off person's luxury. Okay. Self care can be anything that we want it to be. I think starting off, recognizing that you have control and agency over the space you create yourself is a good start. So if you happen to be someone whose life is very fast paced, it might feel chaotic, you might have a lot of things going on, and you may not have control over what's happening, especially in the nonprofit world. I mean, we work with, a lot of different demographics, and you can't control if someone is being abused, you can't control if someone passes away, you can't control if someone goes in and out of prison, or all the different things that we tend to put our hands in and try to help. But you do have control over yourself. So the way you show up is going to dictate how you then give back to your community. And as leaders, we have to make sure that we're showing up whole and healthy so that we can continue to serve how we want to serve. In order to do that, you got to create your own space, right? You got to create a space that gives you the ability to adjust your mindset, to apply these self care principles, and to be okay with if you can't do a spa treatment this weekend. You know what I'm saying? I was telling one of my homegirls, I have a friend who has an organization called Grateful Home, and her and I were talking about self care. And I told her one of the things that I do for self care is I listen to babies laughing. Like you can go on YouTube or you can go on the interwebs and you can just watch a video of the sound of babies laughing. Now that don't cost me no money. It doesn't do it. It doesn't take but 2 or 3 minutes. But nobody can be in a bad mood when a baby is laughing, right? I mean, think about it. When you hear babies giggle, everybody, even the most hardcore thug-tastic dude you know, is gonna smile, right? So self-care can be really what you want it to be. Another thing that I use for self-care is being aware of my body and being aware of and honoring my body. And for me, that means not holding my pee. Like if I gotta pee, I'm gonna stop and go use the bathroom, right? And that might seem like something real trivial and real simple, but how many times have you, Claudine, now tell me, how many times have you been sitting in the chair, like this, like, whoo, I gotta pee, but I gotta finish this email, I gotta write, I gotta call,
Yes, definitely. Definitely
right?
done it.
So I think sometimes we have to not be so caught up in self-care as getting a manicure and a pedicure and I'm going to get my hair done, but self-care is really creating a space for you to be able to kind of uplift yourself physically, mentally, emotionally. I have a course that I do called Self-Care Essentials, and it's basically spiritual essentials for leaders, teaching them how to do self care in a holistic, non traditional way, right? So we talk about things like grounding, going outside barefoot and being in the earth, and touching nature and being with nature. We talk about using your senses, using your five senses to increase your vibration. We talk about the power of movement, whether it's walking or running or dancing or skating or different things like that. We talk about using our voice, just talking, singing, laughing, shouting. There's a place up the street here called the Rage Room. I ain't never heard of it, but you go into the Rage Room and you literally can just holler and scream and shout and throw stuff. And that's, then you feel better because you done destroyed some stuff.
And that is very liberating. I will tell you,
Yeah.
I have not done your yoga sessions, and I have not done that session with you, but I intend to, because this week I've had the opportunity to do a body scan uh,
Mm,
using yoga, and it was quite an experience because it
mm-hmm,
puts you in tune with yourself.
mm-hmm,
I'm definitely interested in doing that program that you have. I haven't heard about that one. I'm happy that you shared it just a while ago because I also want you to talk about your heart work because I had the opportunity to watch a few of your videos and I love them. I love what you are actually doing when it comes to mindset, wellness, and self care. So yeah.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. When you said you saw the videos, I said, "How she see my videos?" I forgot they were all on the interwebs. I forgot. I was just doing them for like my circle. I completely forgot that I put them things out there, but I'm glad I did. It started. So the idea started when a good friend of mine named Cree Dye, I call her the good sis Cree. She suggested that at the end of November, a bunch of us in the wellness community come together and do what she called 60 days of change. And that gave us the opportunity to kind of reset our bodies and our emotions and our mentalities at the end of 2020 going into 2021. So we didn't bring all that BS into the new year, right?
Right.
So I started just talking, just me talking to the camera, and just saying what I thought was cute, little witty things. And I thought to myself, this is good. But what I really wanted to do was to show my family and friends and anyone who would listen that there are people who look like me and you who are in these wellness streets who are doing something good for the community, for the Black community, and for the community overall. So instead of me trying to find a whole bunch of people, I said, you know what? I really have some dope ass friends. Like I do. I have a lot of dope friends who are doing really impressive, significant things in the community. And I just started asking my friends, hey, do you want to come talk about the work you're doing in the community? I call it heart work because it's homework for the heart. So we talk about something. Last week we talked about self care. The week before we talked about I think we talked about movement. One of my friends is a Pilates instructor. And then the week before that, we talked about calm. We talked about affirmations. I have a friend who's the calm coach. So we talk about something every week and give the people who are watching some free info. You know what I'm saying? Like my course costs some dollars. But if you pay attention to what we just did, you just got all your heart work right here. You know what I'm saying? So, some people need a more in depth, delving into the spiritual essentials. They need a more in-depth individual yoga session. But if you just need what I call a booster, you can come on Thursday's Heart Work, and I guarantee you're going to get a message in something that one of my friends is talking about. And it does a couple of things. It gives you the peace of mind knowing that our wellness hasn't been colonized, our wellness hasn't been taken over and put a narrative put on it that we don't agree with or believe in. And in two, it gives you the opportunity to kind of settle into, hey, if she's doing it and she look like me and she talk like me and she act like me, she could be my friend, I can do it too. So that's kind of where it came from. So I do it every Thursday at 8:30. I go live on Facebook. Sometimes the videos a little, rusty because I'm not a professional videographer person. So I'm literally in my library or on my cell phone recording these videos, but I end up getting so much benefit from it. It's healing for me. And I think for anybody who's participating and watching, it's helping us to heal our community, or at least tell us where to go if we need to get additional healing.
So where can we actually find your videos?
So you can go to my Facebook page. I keep my Facebook page open because I think it's important for me to show all the different sides and pieces of who I am. So you can go to my Facebook page. I have a business page, Wellness on the Go. That is the wellness part of my business. The educational piece that I'm doing for you and your nonprofit leaders, that is my consulting business, and that's a whole nother hour-long conversation, child. But you can go to Wellness on the Go. I have an Instagram, which is Wellness on the Go. On Instagram is underscore. So it's wellness underscore the underscore go. Okay. And you'll see my face, so you'll know it's me. My Facebook page, Wellness on the Go, or my personal page. Or they can reach out to you because you have all my contact information. And I can, kind of help guide them. If I'm not a good fit for them, I will put them in contact with one of my dope ass friends, to help them get whatever it is that they feel like they need moving forward.
Okay, so thank you so much. I like to keep it real short when
Yes,
I share
ma'am.
with my audience. So I'm gonna kind of wrap it up, but I can sit here and talk to you all day about mindset.
Maybe you should come on Heart Work. Maybe you should come on my Heart Work so that we can talk some more.
Maybe, but before we end, I just want to ask you if you have any final words or any, parting words for our viewers.
Yeah, I think the final words would be: one, there's no wrong way for you to do you. So however you showing up in the world, make sure you show up to the fullest and the best of your capacity. Two, it's okay for you to create a space for your own growth, development, and wellness. And three, just remember to think good thoughts and say good words and do good things.
Wow. Well, I just want to thank you very much. Thank you so, so much, Toya.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for agreeing to come and sit with me for a minute and talk with my audience. And I hope that we can do this again soon. And I hope to be joining you on Hard Work as well as in session very soon. So thank you so much and have a good day.
Thank you. You too. Y'all take care.
Okay.